Welcome to this look at a new mod map to Farming Simulator 22 with me, MrSealyp. So this is Estância São Carlos. You may remember this map from FS19 back in the day when DH modding was known as Dayton Enrique. It's 122.21 megabytes to download and it is by DH modding. There is some familiarity to this if you watched my map tour on this previously or on FS19 or you played it on FS19, but a few things have changed, some things have moved around. Obviously we've got production chains thrown in now, so things are a little bit different. We won't get onto slot count yet because the map looks like this, and we start up here at the machinery shop with a pickup truck. Our farm that we start with is all over here with field 7 and all of our machinery. So it's going to be a little while till we get to there because we're going to do all these sell points and stuff, then we'll get over there, then we're going to head down south. Now, the problem I've got as well is there were a lot of South American maps in FS19 and a lot of them kind of, for me, blurred together. I was sure there was a quarry down here on the original version, but I might be wrong. But what I do know, these bits here, the south here, southeast, that was one field, that's now 3. And northeast, that was one field, and that's now 3. So there are some smaller fields to be starting off with. So as I've already shown you, on New Farmer, we start with field 7, we start with this plot here. There are some hidden slots on this map, which we'll talk about later. There's a secondary farm down here that we can buy. Unfortunately, the plot is 605,000. So we're going to have to sell something, borrow money, and then we should be able to buy that plot. So I can show you some stuff later on. Field prices are pretty good. I mean, like I say, there are some smaller fields down here, 310 grand, 246, 332. Up the top there, 406, 304, 296. Then we move out into the bigger fields, 1.6 million, 985, 614. So there is a kind of a progression of sorts, I guess. The fact you only start with field 7 is going to take a little while, unless you can work out some other sort of production ideas too. That's the map. Like I say, we're going to get round and look at some sell points. So, main machinery store, buy point is there, workshop trigger is just here. I don't think these opened. I'm sure I checked them. No, I don't. Wide open space. This is also the reset point on the map. So if you get anything stuck or you need to reset, it will reset here. Like I say, your pickup is here at the start. There are quite a few mods actually thrown in on this one that the map makers put in. Contracts are available. There is a biogas plant which is opposite. We'll get to that in a little bit. We've got a fuel station just to the left here. Well, the first of the mods, probably not a bad time to actually stop and talk about that, is this one here. So this is the supermarket sell point. Mercado. If we go into our build mode, we go down through sheds and have a look. There's quite a few, so you can have a kind of look through it. So there's a load of sheds that have been put in, more South American style. I think we're fine under silos. I'm pretty sure silos are all standard. Same with silo extensions. Under containers, we've got some. We've got medium petrol tank, a couple of water towers. Under tools, I think it was standard. Farmhouses, we've got a couple of farmhouses thrown in. Under production, if we go to factories. Now some of these look the same as the ones in game, but like I say, we have got, there's a dairy, there's carpentry, there's this supermarket, which I'm trying to find where it is in here. That's the sell point, is it? There we go. Supermarket. There's a few extra ones thrown in. Then as we go to greenhouses, orchards and generators, the same. Under animals, we've got a cow pen on the end there thrown on. Will hold 80. Nothing for horses, nothing for pigs. Sheep, there's a sheep pasture thrown in there, which will hold 60. We've got a chicken coop, well it's actually an open pasture really, which holds 200. Bees and other are the same. Under decoration, we have got, this was under other, lights and fences are the same, but under other, we've got a couple of buildings there and a ramp. I think it's the workshop ramps that what we're looking at, thrown in, and then landscaping is landscaping. So yeah, a few mods have been thrown in. So we've got supermarket several here. Sorry, I've left this in your way, I do apologise. Directly opposite, we've got grape processing. The great processing plant will set it back 80,000 if you want to buy it. Some of the prices on these, I have to say, they're up there. We've got bakery next door. Bakery is 50,000, they're not too bad at all. And then we've got tucked away in the corner. I'm sure on the original one this was a workshop trigger and there was a John Deere here that you could come and sort of collect and needed a load of work, if I remember correctly. This is your carpentry. So your carpentry point, and your carpentry is 60,000 if you want to buy the carpentry. From here, back across the road, minding all the pedestrians. Oh, that's a good point while we're here. We go onto the map. Up here as well, if you don't want your sleep trigger to be up at the main farm or the secondary farm, you can buy, a lot of these plots are available to buy individually, so you can buy just a house in the town if you want to. This is a nice touch to do like that. Throw yourself a little sleep trigger in there with a doormat or something and away you go. Across the road, I'm going to run the gauntlet. I am, without even looking. We've got the Sawmill, directly opposite. The Sawmill, is this the first one I put an exclamation mark by? Yeah, it's 140 grand. I'm pretty sure the standard in-game one's 100. 140 grand for the Sawmill. Lumber point is over there, but the trigger for it is here. Your processing section, if you want to buy it, is there. And then your wood chips you collect from there. Spawn point 4 pallets of planks would be there. That's your sawmill. Out of the sawmill, down the road, and we'll take you to the biogas plant. The biogas plant is pricey, but there is a biogas plant here. It's 800,000 for the biogas plant. I know, that's up there. Lighting seems very nice to me. Textures and colour palettes, nice. You know, it's got that South American sort of feel that we kind of got used to on FS19. So the biogas plant is here. Like I say, 800,000 for the 250 kilowatt. What is it for the standard in-game if we go to production? Oh, it's actually a little bit cheaper. 875. I thought it was more expensive. It's a little bit cheaper than the standard in-game 250, but I think it was cheap. No, more expensive anyway. Oh yeah, that's good. All right, okay. A bargain then. 800,000 for the 250 kilowatt. And we've got a couple of large sided clamps just to the left there for processing. From here, we're going to head out east a little bit further. We've got the dairy. I want to say the dairy. Yeah. Dairy sell point is through here. This again, this is a modded one. This is 160 grand for the dairy. If you want to do your production change on here, I mean, I suppose you can always just place your own, get a plot of land and place a cheap one if you want to. I'm pretty sure I didn't misread that. Wasn't it 16 grand? Yeah, 160 grand. Whoa. That's your dairy. Next door we've got the first of the main sell points, which is the warehouses. There are 4 warehouses. 3 or 4. This is warehouse number 3. Just the way it's worked out on the route I'm doing round, rather than starting warehouse 1, we'll start at warehouse 3. Actually, I'm going mad. I'm just going to check on the side. I'm sure it said there were 3 warehouses, not 4. Thinking I never found warehouse 4. That's because there isn't one. So warehouse sell point, warehouse number 3. It's just here. Big structures, and looking directly across there is warehouse 1. So not too far away. We're going to head straight back across over there. We'll have a look at the map again, and I'll show you where we've been so far. Look at the sell points. Then I'll show you where we're going to head out to. And then we've got a bit of a drive. It is sweeping terrain, I think is the best way of putting it. It's not flat everywhere. There are some flat areas. But it's got a nice kind of sweep to it, a nice feel to it. Again, I think enough has changed from the 19 version. Obviously, you know, any of the maps that come on FS22, production change is going to be the big change. It's, you know, a huge change to it. But I think because some of the fields have changed, I'm sure this layout's completely different as well here. There's enough of a change. But if you're completely new to the franchise, new to FS22, this is all new to you anyway. So warehouse number 1 is this large facility here, and then we're going to head out to the main farm. So let's go to the map. We did our main machinery store, fuel station, supermarket, grape processing, carpentry, no, not carpentry, bakery, carpentry, sawmill, then down to the biogas plant, which actually turned out to be cheaper than I thought, out to the dairy, warehouse 3, and then now we're at warehouse 1. I'm going to zoom out. We're going to be heading up to the main farm that you start with. And that plot, did I say, is 417 grand. When we get up there and we talk about slot counts, we'll talk about that with respect to farm manager and start from scratch. And what you can potentially get the slots down to. And you can probably get me even further, but it's what I've kind of mentioned a few times on the FS22 map tours, because the production chains things now. If you don't want some of the production chains and you're never going to use them, you can off camera, you can always cheat some money in, buy the production chain, sell it, but sometimes selling it, the building stays there. Sometimes it does go, it depends on the map, the map maker, what they put in and how they put it in. But you can do that on some. So generally speaking, when I say I've got the slots down as low as I can, I've removed all the stuff that's kind of obvious to remove. And again, I say obvious, it depends. It depends how you look at it, really. So, heading west, now down into the farm area. This feels to me like it's changed a bit from the FS19 version. There's little tweaks on here that I really like. I do like this raised fuel tank, kind of gravity fed sort of thing. This is one of the ones that you can get filled up by someone else if you want to. Bit of the machinery you start with here. We've got the Brantner, larger Brantner trailer there. We've got a Valmet, regular header and header trailer, plough. And as we come around, and obviously the sheds and buildings, which we run to the mods. Then we've got the larger, closed machine shed in here. We've got a New Holland, sprayer, seeder, corn header and harvester. Fertiliser and or lime spreader. And then we've got sheep pasture. The sheep pasture will hold 60 sheep. Water tank next to it, and your wool will spawn in here. When I said chicken pasture, they roam freely out around the yard. This will hold 200, as I said, 200 chickens just here. Sleep trigger and wardrobe is just here, and that one is decorative. That's one of the decorative buildings. Another tractor and stuff, and we've got a water tower. Now, here's the interesting thing. The water tower, if you get your water from here, you pay for it. So I thought, let me double check something, because around the back here, there's a lovely little pond. Can you get your water from the pond? And you can. And it was free. So why would you pay for it from there if you can get it free from here? Unless that's contaminated, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, you can get your water from there if you want to. Now, as I said about reducing slot counts and things like that, on New Farmer, which I'm on, it's 860 slots, which isn't too bad, really. 860. But if we go into our build mode and we go to demolish, because we own this plot at the moment, I click on that, we can demolish the sheds. Hang on. We can demolish the sheep pen, the farmhouse, the decorative. We can get rid of the chickens, even the fencing here. Decoration, we can remove the fencing, so all of that can be absolutely cleared. We can get rid of the water tower, all of it. So if you don't want any of this and you want to put your own stuff in, you absolutely can, but you can leave it as it is if you want to. Now this is the same with the secondary farm. The problem is with the secondary farm, you've got to buy it first. And if we look on the map, when I talk about hidden slots, this is what I mean. Because when you first look on the map, there's nothing showing there. You have to buy that plot, and when you buy it, all the stuff that's on it will then show up. So initially you don't really realise, you don't necessarily know there are things there unless you go looking for them. But again, if you don't want to run some of the stuff that's got, or you're never going to run a secondary farm, or you want it for something else, you might want to buy the plot, get rid of it all. Especially if you're going like full start from scratch, you might want to get rid of everything, you know. But that is entirely your call. I do like this layout. It's got a really nice look to this. The palm trees and everything. Yeah. I'm a fan of this. I like it. So, We've got a bit of a drive now because we're going to go from here back up onto the main road, out to the roundabout, then we're going to head south until we get to this cluster here in the corner, then out to the secondary farm. So there's a little bit of a drive. I'll probably see you when we're on this down leg stretch here, I guess. I did say contracts were available, didn't I? I'm sure it did. As far as slot count goes then, on Farm Manager and Start from Scratch, the slots are reduced to 707. You don't have any of the vehicles, but you do have, well, say any of them. You don't have most of the vehicles. All you're left with is the pickup, basically. Let me just put this another way. You start with the pickup and nothing else. That's the better way of putting it. You start with the pickup and nothing else. But the farm buildings and stuff are all there, just hidden. If you sell all the farm buildings on both of the farm plots and all the vehicles, if you're a new farmer, you can get the slot count down to 609, or I got it down to 609. You might be able to get it lower than that. But yeah, so 860 on new farmer, 707 on farm manager and start from scratch, and you can get it down 609 or lower if you wanted to. So here we are, heading south over the brow of the hill. Then our facilities on the right hand side, we've got the bales sell point, which is that first one just there. It's not a production chain, you can't buy it, but if you want to sell bale related items, you can do it there. We started with warehouse 3, we did warehouse 1, this is warehouse 2. That's what happens when you glance down at your cheat sheet. It all just becomes a blur. So, that's warehouse 2. Bales and warehouse 2. From here, we're going to head out to the eastern side again, just over there. Now, this is what I mean when I said it. I thought, like, I could have been misremembering. I thought there was a quarry. Because out the furthest reach from here, we've got a lime station and a debris crusher. And obviously there is the stone crusher lime production mod you could put in there and have that as your production plant. There's not a quarry on the map anymore. I do like the fact that on the maps now, where you had a quarry with a lime station now, having the debris crusher and having the lime production mod as well, I like the fact if you've got a quarry on the map already, obviously I made one on Calmsden, but if there's a quarry, you can spend a bit of time off camera just piling rocks that you could then go and, you know, kind of collect, mine, whatever you want to do. But debris crusher is just here. Lime station is just around the corner there. And then next door to that we've got the livestock market, animal dealer. It's got a nice lush feel to it, hasn't it? Animal dealer is just there. And then we've got the last of the sell points, which is the cooperative. So your cooperative sell point is just there. I'm going to go and have a look at that one because a lot of them are the warehouse 1, 2 and 3. What was it that we set the cooperative? Things like grapes, olives. So it's going to be your production chains things, I think. Oh, potatoes. Does take a fair bit of stuff. Sugar beet cut. So as far as bale sell point, your cotton, and I'm assuming your wool will go there. Yeah, to your bale sell point. Then we get down to all of those things. Flour, bread, oh, supermarket. Okay, so we've got a nice sort of mix of sell points and what sell points take what products. So that's your cooperative. And then from here, we're going to head west again. I say across the bottom, sort of up a little bit from the bottom, to the secondary farm. Now I have off camera on my drive over sold a couple of the buildings up at the main farm just so I can show you this bit, and borrowed a bit of money from the bank so we can buy that plot. It's not cheap, but I suppose if you were building up enough money to buy out another farm or buy a second farm, it wouldn't be cheap really anyway. But I guess within the sort of realms of the game, especially when you've got, like I say, in inverted commas, hidden slots, to get the money together to buy that, then if you want to sell the things off, again, you don't have to. So down here we've got the secondary farm. And as you can see at the moment, there's no triggers for anything showing on the interactive markers because we don't own the plot. The buildings are all here. We can't sell them or anything because we don't own the plot of land. So if we go into here, out to our main map, click on the plot, 605,840, and we buy it, and we go down and up. You'll see now the triggers have all appeared, and they should have appeared on here too. So this is your cow pasture, and your cow pasture takes 80 cows. It does require water as well. Hot climate, absolutely. We've got another water tower there, large shed building just to the side there, and we've got a second sleep trigger. So this is one of those things you think, well, I don't actually want a second sleep trigger, I'm not going to need it. You can always sell the second sleep trigger and replace it with the decorative one, or sell it and put something else there, you know. Put a silo in. That's something actually I've just realised. There's no silos, are there? We've got a silage clamp there. There's no silos at the start. I must admit, it's been a couple of maps I've done reviews on that haven't had a silo off the start. Sleep trigger, just there, and your wardrobe is round the back, just there. And again, these can all be sold in the build mode if you want. And that's it. You don't start with any pigs or horses in this one. There's none of those hidden away anywhere. That is the map. All the sell points up there. Main farm over there. Sell points and stuff there. And the secondary farm just there. That is Estância São Carlos by DH Modding. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.